All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're taking a journey through Hebrews chapter 5. Now, this isn't just a Bible study. We're going to walk through it verse by verse, turning this ancient text into a story that's designed to stick with you. So, to kick things off, we first need to understand the role of a high priest. What was the job description? Think of this as laying the groundwork for everything that comes next. We need to know what it took to be that bridge between humanity and God. Okay, verse 1. This sets the stage perfectly. It says, every high priest is taken from among men. That's key. He's not some alien or a distant angel. He is one of us, chosen to represent us in all things related to God. He's our guy, our advocate, standing in the gap. Now, verse 2 gives us a qualification that might surprise you. Weakness. You heard that right. The high priest can be compassionate precisely because he's got his own flaws. He gets it. He understands what it's like to mess up because, well, he's human too. His weakness isn't a bug, it's a feature of the job. And verse 3 really drives this home. It makes it crystal clear that this guy isn't above the rules. He has to offer sacrifices for his own sins, just like he does for everyone else. It's a level playing field. There are no free passes here. Verse 4 brings up a really important point. This isn't a job you just apply for on LinkedIn. You don't get to just decide you want this honor. No, you have to be called by God, just like Aaron was, way back when. This is a divine appointment, a sacred duty. It's a whole different ballgame. Okay, so now that we've got the job description down, the story is about to pivot. We're going to meet the one person who doesn't just check all the boxes. He completely redefines the role. Let's meet the perfect candidate. So, verse 5, this is huge. It tells us that even Christ didn't just grab this title for himself. It wasn't a power move. The Father gave it to him, saying, "You are my son." This was a divine anointing, a confirmation of his unique purpose from the highest authority there is. Then, verse 6 throws in this really mysterious and fascinating character named Melchizedek. The author says Christ is a priest, but in the order of Melchizedek. Now, why does that matter? Well, Melchizedek wasn't just a priest. He was also a king. So this tells us Christ's priesthood is in a totally different league. It's both royal and eternal. It doesn't expire. Verse 7. Wow, this one gets really personal. It gives us this raw, unfiltered look at Jesus' humanity. We see him praying with vehement cries and tears. This isn't some stoic, distant figure. This is a man in deep, real anguish. Yet he's still trusting God completely. It's powerful stuff. Now, verse 8 gives us a line that can make you pause. He learned obedience through suffering. What does that mean? It's not that he was ever disobedient. Think of it like this. His perfect obedience was proven, tested, and demonstrated in the fire of real human suffering. It was the ultimate exam, and he passed. And right on cue, verse 9 shows us the results of all that suffering. Because he went through it, he was perfected for this role. He completed the mission. And in doing so, he became the actual source, the author of eternal salvation for anyone and everyone who follows him. Then verse 10 is like the grand finale of this section. It's the official confirmation. God formally gives him the title, High Priest according to the order of Melchizedek. It's the divine seal of approval, tying everything we've just learned together perfectly. But just when you think you can sit back and absorb that incredible story, the author completely shifts gears. He turns from explaining this amazing truth about Christ and looks right at his audience, right at us, with a very pointed challenge. And you can feel the frustration in verse 11. The author is basically saying, look, I have so much more amazing stuff to tell you about this, but you've stopped listening. You've become dull of hearing. It's like he's got this incredible secret to share, but everyone's just scrolling on their phones, completely checked out. Verse 12 lays out this unforgettable metaphor. He says, you guys should be teaching others by now, but instead, you've gone backwards. You need someone to teach you the ABCs all over again. You've come to need milk, not solid food. Oof, that's a sharp critique. It's like an adult asking to be spoon-fed baby food. So what's the big deal with only drinking milk? Verse 13 explains it. If you only ever have milk, you stay unskilled. You're like a toddler trying to operate heavy machinery. You just can't handle the deeper, more powerful truths of faith. You remain a spiritual infant. But then, verse 14 shows us the goal. Solid food, the deep stuff, is for the mature. And how do you get mature? through practice, by reason of use. It's about exercising your spiritual senses, training them over and over until you can expertly tell the difference between what's good and evil, what's true and what's a convincing fake.
So, here's the bottom line. The contrast is simple and stark. You've got milk, the basics, for spiritual infants, and you've got solid food, the deeper truths, for the mature. The author isn't just stating a fact, he's throwing down a challenge. It's time to graduate.
And so the chapter ends not with a neat little bow, but with a question that hangs in the air. It's a choice. After hearing this epic story of the ultimate high priest, are we going to be content with the basics? Are we happy staying at the kids' table? Or are we ready to train, to grow, and to pull up a chair at the feast? The author leaves that choice up to us. So, which table are you sitting at?